Okay, let me tell you about one of the most important things that Hinduism has come up with that has caused the crisis, that has caused it to lose its influence in the Asian countries like Nepal and in India. Today I'm going to speak to you about the crisis and the influence about the Hinduism in Asian countries like India and in Nepal. And I want to tell you about why nations like India and Nepal are losing its grip towards Hinduism and towards the influence of Hinduism. Why is there crisis of Hinduism in Nepal and India? Why is it losing its influence in these Asian countries? There are many factors, and we're going to discuss about some factors that I've come up with, and I believe that you'll be able to understand why I have tried to cover on these issues. One of the important factors that have caused Hinduism to face its losing of influence in these Asian countries are caste system. As the youngsters are getting educated, as the people are getting exposed to the Western world, as the people are getting more civilized, they have understood that the caste system has actually not been the best part of Hinduism. It is one of the worst part of Hinduism because it creates the discrimination between various kinds of people. There are many castes in India and in Nepal, and there are many subcastes in India and in Nepal. Out of that, there are four main castes, that is Brahmin, Kshatriyas, Vaishya and Sudras. Brahmins and Kshatriyas, they occupy the highest caste system in Nepal and India. The other castes, such as Vaishyas and Sudras, they occupy the lower caste system in Nepal and India. They are also recognized as Dalits. They are also recognized as the untouchables. So these are the systems that has been causing havoc in the society of Nepal and India. And there is a continuously rift between the people of low caste and the high caste because there is no unity. Despite the diversity, despite they belong to the same society, despite they belong to a same religion, despite they belong to a same nation, there is always this problem called untouchability and caste system that causes division in the society. Hence, there is no peace. Hence, there is domination. Hence, there is exercise of supremacy by a particular group of people to dominate others very rashly and not allowing them to have economic freedom, not allowing them to have various other kinds of freedom, and restricting them according to their Hinduist rules and regulations. The other factor is child marriage. Child marriage is very common among Hindus. If you go to rural areas, children from 8 to 16 years of children are married, and these people who belong to Hinduism, they actually really don't care about that, because when they are conducting this kind of ceremonial marriage, they think that is a very normal according to their religion and there is no fault in it. It's not only Hindus but also the Muslims and Christians. In many nations, they practice this kind of child marriage. It's usually the elderly people, they marry with the children. The rich and the clever people in the society, basically the male, they marry the female children and they take them to their homes and treat them like a slave. This is why Hinduism is criticized around the world. And now there is another factor called untouchability. Untouchability is one of the most rashest, one of the most discrimination, one of the most worst thing that anyone can face during their lifetime while they are Dalits, while they are untouchables, while they are the people of low caste in Asian countries, especially Nepal and India. Hinduism, it advocates such kind of practices, and it has been practiced, it has been taken out from the laws of Hinduism, and it has been incorporated in the constitution of Nepal called Mulki-Ain during the Rana regime and during the various other regimes. Likewise, in India, there was this Mulki-Ain that has incorporated the rules and regulations for the untouchables. The untouchables are none other than the low caste people. They are called as Dalits, they are called as the people of the dust, they are called as people with various kind of dirts, they are called as uncivilized people, and that is why people treat them as untouchables. Whatever thing they touch, it pollutes it. And Brahmins and Kshatriyas, they think that they should not actually touch those things that has been touched by Dalits. They also should not drink water. They also should not eat food touched by Dalits, touched by people of low caste. And this is why there is continuous rift, and this is why there is continuous criticism of Hinduism around the world. And it's losing its influence because most of the people are getting educated, they are getting exposed to science and technology, and hence they really do not want to focus on the things that Hinduism teaches about the untouchability, caste system, and child marriage. The other factor is the exposure of Indians and Nepalese towards science and technology and education. As the people are getting educated, as the people are getting more exposed to the Western world and the science and inventions, people are getting more advanced in the knowledge, and they think that the religion is actually certain kind of beliefs that is not existent in the things that have been seen, and there is no proof of certain kind of things that has been explained in the scriptures. That's why the youngsters and the educated and the people of science and technology, they do not give much more focus on religion. Hence, the religious people of India and Nepal, what has happened is they have come up with education in science and technology, and they have started to disregard various kind of rules and regulation, various kind of belief that has been recognized as Hindu belief, as Hindu belief system. For example, slowly and steadily people have stopped animal sacrifices in Dasai, even in Nepal. In the past, you would find that the animals were sacrificed in each and every houses, especially the goats, especially the chickens, especially the buffaloes. You could find that the goats were being killed in each and every houses during the festival of Dasai. But as the years passed by and the people got more educated, and they found out that the animal sacrifice is one of the cruel system to mistreat animals, and they have stopped sacrificing animals literally in the roads of the cities. And hence you find this practically being sacrificed only in the rural communities of Nepal and also in the rural communities of India. Students of science and technology and education, they take the belief in religion as the belief of illiterate people. And whenever you come up with certain kind of belief, certain kind of practices that are related with ancient Hindu practices, they think that these are the practices that has been done by illiterate people, that has been practiced by poor people who are uncivilized and who do not care about the society and who do not have their own brains working out, but just believing blindly on that has been taught by Brahmins and Kshatriyas mentioned in the scriptures. So people, they have stopped giving focus on the Hindu religion. Those people that are involved with science and technology, and those people who go to colleges, campuses and the schools, because they are taught of various factors that are not found good in the religious scriptures, especially Hinduism. We're going to talk about the foreign employment. Foreign employment is another factor that has caused the grip of Hinduism and its influence in other nations, as well as its influence in India and in Nepal. Thousands and thousands and lakhs of students, they flock to abroad countries for education, to get exposed to science and technology, to have foreign employment. That is why these students, these employers and these people who migrate to other foreign countries, they stop following their customs, they stop following the traditions that belong to Hinduism, and they slowly incorporate the modernity, they slowly incorporate the education system, science and technology into their lives. And since they incorporate this science and technology into their lives, they start forgetting the religious practices that has happened in their household, that has happened during their ancestors, and they slowly tend to get shift towards the education system. They tend to get shift towards the belief of atheism, and slowly they start becoming atheists instead of becoming a religious person, and they do not practice religion, but instead they get captured by some kind of modern technology, they get captured by some kind of Western culture, Western tradition, particularly not that of Christianity, but particularly that of a lifestyle that has been developed around the world. For example, if the person who goes to the United States, or the person who goes to China, or the person who goes to India from Nepal, these people are slowly getting exposed to the culture, tradition and religion of other nations, and hence they reduce the practice of their religious practices in those respective countries. So foreign employment, foreign education, foreign migration is also one of the factors that has caused the Asian countries such as Nepal and India to have crisis in their Hindu belief system. The other reason for the Hinduism to have crisis in Asian countries like India and Nepal are the emergence of new religion, the emergence of the people that are really fighting for freedom, that are really interested in following other religions instead of just following Hinduism, that were forced towards them by the parents and that were forced to them by the society. But as the people are getting educated, as they are getting exposed to science and technology, they have stopped giving focus to what the parents say. They have stopped giving focus to what their tradition says. They have stopped forgetting about what the teachers taught in the classrooms, because they want to be modern. They want to have these new experiences. They want to live life that other people are living. So they slowly incorporate other religions. Many Western countries are found out of following Hindu religion. They are found out following Buddhist religion. It's the similar here in India and in Nepal. Despite various kind of persecution, people are found following Christianity. They are found following Muslims, and they have not been able to stop. The government has tried so best, but they have not been able to stop the conversion that has happened in the society, that has happened in the country, because people, they want to get influenced to other new belief, to other new religions that has happened in the society. And there is a tough competition among the various kind of believers. There is a tough competition among the people of other missionaries. They come into this Nepal, they come into this country, and their teachings, their philosophy is totally different from what Hinduism teaches about caste, about untouchability, about discrimination. And all of this system, all of this belief system might not be found in those religious scriptures such as Christianity and such as in Muslims. So there is no caste system in Muslim, there is no caste system in Buddhism, there is no caste system in Christianity. So what really happens is people are attracted towards this religion where there is no discrimination, where there is no caste system, where there is no untouchability, where there is no child marriage, and that's why people, they slowly want to believe on this. Particularly people of lower caste people, they think that it is a kind of a freedom towards them when they follow Christian religion, or when they follow Buddhism, or when they follow Islam religion. It's the same with Brahmins and Kshatriyas of India and Nepal. Like the Brahmins and Kshatriyas who have been educated, who have been exposed in science and technology, who have been exposed to other belief system and has been traveling abroad countries for education, for traveling, for tourism, for exposing to science and technology. They slowly get exposed to Christianity, they slowly get exposed to Islam, they slowly get exposed to various kind of traditions that is happening around the world, and they listen to the opinions of other religions as well, and they find totally that whatever they have been practiced in the past, by discriminating their brothers and sisters, by discriminating the Dalits, by discriminating the women and the children, by discriminating the people of a lower caste, they have done really grim mistake in their life. So they do not want to commit this mistake once again. So in order to create an equal society and to show that they are well educated, these people, they want to forget the Hindu religious practices that teaches about caste system, untouchability, and various other kind of malpractices. Other factor is persecution of other religions. Now Hindus of Nepal and India, they have been continuously persecuting Christians and other religious groups. Whenever they persecute Christians and other religious groups, it is obvious that the Hinduism have been receiving criticism from all the other people around the world. They have not been criticized only in Western countries, but they will be criticized in Australia, they will be criticized in the China, they will be criticized in Bhutan, they will be criticized in other countries. It's like only Nepal and India, they take pride in persecuting Christians, they take pride in persecuting Islams, they take pride in persecuting Buddhists. During the time of Rabindranath Tagore, a Nobel Prize winner, a literary figure of India, he has written a very, very grim reality of how Hindus would persecute Buddhists in his nation, in his writing, in his drama called Nandini. In Nandini, it depicts a story, it depicts a drama how Hindu priests, they provoked, how Hindu priests, they manipulated the citizens to persecute Buddhists. So it's natural whenever you see persecution, whenever you see discrimination happening because of your belief system, automatically your belief system not only is witnessing that a belief system is vulnerable, it is also showing that a belief system is dangerous towards peace, it's dangerous towards unity, it's dangerous towards fraternity, it's dangerous towards maintaining sisterhood in the country. As long as there is persecution of other religion in the country, there will always be violence in the country, because the majority of the people, the majority of the Hindu religious groups, they always want to persecute Christians that are devoted towards their religion. Another thing is the incompetence. Now, when I mean incompetence, I mean that the Hindu priest, I mean that the practitioners of Hinduism have been proved to have been incompetent towards looking after their citizens, towards looking after their followers. If they have been so effective, if their religion have been so influential, why are people converting themselves to Islam? Why are they converting themselves into Christianity? And why are they converting themselves into Buddhist? These are the things that the Hindus of India and Nepal should be knowing, and let's be finding out the reason behind why people are getting converted. And by finding out the reason behind why people are being converted and trying to solve the problem, then later on they will be able to find out the solution to the problems. And instead of persecuting these people, instead of just harming these people for believing the new belief system, it's important for them to realize what are the changes are necessary to bring in their Hindu religion. The involvement in education system, the involvement in the humanitarian sectors, the involvement in the developmental sectors, the involvement in the education sectors has been minimum for Hindus. They have not been so involved with this kind of humanitarian sectors, this kind of contribution towards the society, this type of contribution towards the society, this type of welfare for the society. And the Christians, when they come into the picture and when they come into play and show these welfare activities, automatically the people around the society are attracted towards the Christian religion. And when they are attracted towards Christian religion, Buddhist religion and Islam religion, naturally what follows is that the Hinduism loses its influence. People find out that Hindu followers, Hindu priests are nothing more than dominants, are nothing more than who try to control the society by falsely using their scriptures. The other factor we can talk about is Hindu radicalism and the expertism and the extremism. Hindu radicals and extremists are such kind of people that they believe whatever is written in the Hindu scriptures and they practice it. And these are the people, they bring persecution to other religions. These are the people who practice untouchability. These are the people who practice child marriage. These are the people who practice certain kind of caste system in the society. And they want to maintain this for a long time. So they are so radical, they are so extreme that they discriminate their own wives, they discriminate their own daughters, and they think that only sons are important in the family. They do not give attention to what the education teaches in the school. They do not give attention to what other religion teaches on this subject, but they really are focused only on the subjects, only on the things that the Hindu religion teaches them. And that is why these Hindu radicals and extremists, they always bring problems in the society, because they feel threatened whenever a foreign religion, whenever a foreigner, they come and speak about the religion in the country like India and Nepal. Another thing is Hindu politics. We know about Narendra Modi, we know about the kings and the Rana regime in Nepal. These people were totally Hindu political people. They always want to safeguard their religion. They always want to advocate their religion, and that is why they will never ever try to give attention towards the other religion, not even Buddhism, not even Islam, not even Christianity. And they want to unite the nation. They want to bring one nation that is only belonging to a Hindu nation. Talk about Narendra Modi. Whenever he comes to Nepal, he always is interested in Hindu temples such as Pasupatinath and such as Janakpur. And he offers a lot of money, he offers a lot of offerings towards these temples? And what about churches? What about mosques? What about various kind of stupas and the Buddhist monasteries that are in the country? Those are also religious heritages. Those are also tourism areas, and they need financial support from our neighboring countries like India, not only to flourish Hinduism, but also to flourish Christianity, but also to flourish Islam, and also the religion of Buddhism in the country, because Buddhists are actually natively from Nepal, and they are the people who believe that Gautam Buddha actually was born in Nepal. So I think that many politics and politicians of India and Nepal should focus on how they should be able to protect every other religions and incorporate them as their own religion, instead of just realizing and that only their religion, Hinduism, belongs to the country, is absolutely nonsense, because there are other groups of people in the society, there are other groups of people in the locality, there are other people who follow different kinds of religions, and their religion also should be protected. Their religion also needs safeguard. Their religion also needs some kind of aspects to be flourished in the society, so that there is equality, so that there is fraternity and brotherhood in the society. Another aspect that has caused Hinduism to lose its influence is the animal sacrifices. Hinduism always is based on animal sacrifices. And these modern religions such as Buddhism, Christianity and Islam do not regard animal sacrifices that much important. They do not regard animal sacrifices that much important because they believe that their salvation does not depend upon this animal sacrifices and on the blood of animals. But the Hindus, they always sacrifice animals, and they do not know the reason behind sacrificing animals. During the time of Gautam Buddha, he would always advise the Hindu priest not to sacrifice animals, and that is the distinguished difference between Hinduism and Buddhism. Buddhism actually doesn't believe on animal sacrifices like how Hindu practices the sacrifice of animals. Can you even imagine how many buffaloes are killed in Gadimai festival in Nepal? And there are international attention going on towards avoiding these animal sacrifices that has happened randomly based on Hindu religious scriptures and Hindu priests and the practitioners. In the past, a lot of animals were killed in Dasai and Tihar. But these days, these mass sacrificing of animals have been reduced greatly, because various kind of animal rights activists have been fighting against these animal sacrifices. Likewise, they have been fighting against animal sacrifices, especially the buffalo sacrifices in the Gadimai festival, and it is attracting actually a lot of audiences around the world. Understanding that animal sacrifice is one of the worst means of cruelty, I even came up with an idea. I've even come up with a video called "Why I Do Not Eat Cow's Meat as a Nepali Christian," to show that to Hindus I don't consume cow's meat, to show that I respect cow and I actually don't enjoy eating cow's meat. If you really want to hear my view on why I do not eat cow's meat as a Nepali Christian, then there is a link down below in the description. You can just click on it and you can just see it and you can provide me feedback. Thank you, my friends, for hearing my messages on why Hinduism is facing crisis and it is losing its influence in the country like India and Nepal because of its various kind of disadvantages, because of its various kind of beliefs and the practices. I believe that you'll be able to answer your friends regarding this question. Thank you so much.